Hey up guys, found a stove that you love, titanium camping stove, but want to upgrade the case. Watch this and I'll show you how to make one of these with very little experience and patience. Hey up guys, Lee from Son of a Pitch, how's it going? You alright? Another video from me today. Today's video is going to be slightly different again because I'm not camping out in the woods, I'm not up a mountain, I'm not falling down into rivers. What I'm going to be doing today is, a while back I did a project on an axe sheath, my first go at leatherwork, and I've had a couple of people messaging now saying, can you do some sort of content on you doing leatherwork? Now, I am no expert at this by far. I've only attempted it once and it come out reasonably alright and I was happy with it. So I thought, well, I'll try and film a project and see how it goes. So what I'm going to be doing today is, I have my Wild Camping International. I've got a titanium stove from them that I use quite a bit, but I find that these bags are pretty flimsy, made out of cheap material, and they're split, so I'm going to replace this and make one out of leather. The first thing I've done is opened it completely up, took the stitching out, so I've got a template now that I can transfer onto my leather. Let's go, let's see how this goes. Yeah, I've still got all my fingers. After this I'll be happy. Right, first things first then, I got my template. I got my leather, this is 2mm leather in, I can't remember what colour it is, but it's in brown. It's got a proper colour, like, you know, Oxford brown mixed with Bristol, some shite like that. So, get that out of the way for now. What I need to do is roll my leather out. And then put my template on. I'm going to need a big piece of leather for this, mind. And then what I'll do is, I'll mark it, I'll zoom in and show you that. I'll mark it, draw around it, snip it out, and I'll be back. All I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put a little mark, just from a pen, just round the outside. And then I'll square it all up properly with a ruler. What I want to do is I need to give myself enough to play with without minimising the amount of leather that I use, because these leftover leather bits come in handy for other projects and I don't really want to waste it. So take that off. And I'm going to try and find my marks, one up there and one up there. It's going to be awkward, isn't it? I have to measure in front edges. Anyway, I'll measure in front edges, join it all up. I'll be back because you don't want to see me struggling to use a ruler. Why is it a mark there at 8 inches? That's embarrassing. Right, well, I've finished that. I just put these on just to hold it flat. So I'll take the scissors off, it'll probably roll up. But as you can see, I've now got the rough size I want. I'll take that away now. And what I have done is, along here, I've done a centimetre strip along here, a centimetre strip along there that I marked out. And then my stove, I'm using a new one of these just so it's clean and doesn't get all the soot and shite away. My stove is going to sit in roughly about there, and then this is going to fold up. So this will be the top here, this is going to fold over like so. I've left myself a bit to play with here because I don't know what, I'm going to put some studs on it to shut it. I don't know quite how much room I want. So the next step will be to glue, cut some strips this side, and then glue them in place, press it all down and effectively make a pocket. So let's do it. Now I am using scissors for this rather than using a knife, and that's just because I find I can get a cleaner cut with a pair of scissors than I can a knife. And these are only cheap upholstery scissors, and they're nice and sharp and they do the job beautifully. Yeah, we'll level this up, I can cut again. I'll leave a little gap there just to allow the fold over, I think. There we are. Let's get some glue. Now what I am going to be doing before I glue it on is smooth bit of the leather. Just got a little bit of a sandpaper here, and I'm just going to rough that up. As you can see, take the shine off, and that'll help the glue form a better contact. I'll finish that in a minute. The glue I'm using is, you can use any sort of glue really, as long as it's leather glue. And this is just Furniture Clinic leather glue. I used it on my axe sheath and it worked brilliantly. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be using. Anyway, I'll get back to this and then you'll see me attempting to stick it in the right place. From what I remember, this stuff dries pretty quickly. It starts to set pretty quickly. Please ignore the cat crying upstairs and begging for the kids at school. A little drop. In a line and then we'll spread it about. I will be stitching this after, I just I'll scratch it, we'll sort that out later on. Like Marvin Gaye saying, let's get it on. Oh, like Donkey Kong. Try and get it as close as I can to the edge. Figures over a little bit. I'm not all that concerned because I am going to sand this down. But that is one side in place. I'll repeat. Right guys, as you can see, if you look here, that's one side done. Now what I'm going to do is run some glue down the edging, fold it over, and I'm going to press it in place then so it can cure and set. After that it'll be onto the stitching. So yeah, let's get it done. Right, that's the second bit of glue applied. As you can see, I just got a little tea towel underneath it, and I've then just pressed it down with the clamps to the side of the table. That'll just secure it in place until the glue cures. And then after 20 minutes or so, I'll take it off and I'll have a look at it. Yep, guys, well, it's been a while. I've had myself a brew while I've been waiting, but as you can see, we are all glued up now onto the next phase, which is going to be stitching. So I've got my little tool here, and I'll zoom in when I do this, but effectively this is going to make the runs for the stitches to go in. It's got a little guide thing here, you just adjust it, pull it in and out like that. But this is the bit that always gets me nervous. I got me nervous last time, because if you mess up with this, then you're going to leave a massive mark on. So fingers crossed. Well, here we go. This is the bit I'm always nervous about, and you'll be able to hear if I make a mistake. Wow, I think that went alright actually. I got the stitching from where I needed it to be, top to bottom. I'm going to go over it again now just to indent it a bit further so the thread doesn't come over, but that is effectively what I need to do on all sides now. So I need to do, again here, one side there, and then flip it over, reverse, and do the same. So let me do that without having the pressure of filming it again, and we'll be back. Well, after nearly passing out from trying to hold my breath so much, worrying about it, I have, there we are, on that side and on the reverse, we now got our stitching lines, which I'm now going to punch the holes through and stitch. I know I've still got this bit which looks a bit messy at the minute, but I want to make sure it's all stitched and secure before I start forcing things in and then test fitting. So yeah, glad that's gone all right. Anyway, I could still mess it up before I finish, but that was the bit I was worried that I'd mess up. So there we go, punch time. So as promised, it's time to punch the holes. So I got me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 prong punch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the groove and I'm going to punch, move it on, punch, move it on, punch, move it on. So this is another bit I'm slightly nervous about, because if I don't get it dead straight, it won't come through the other punch lines dead straight. In theory, if I do it straight, it'll come through, mark the holes to that side, and we'll be laughing. I have put the tea towel underneath again, fold over, just to try and save the leather. Let's see how this goes. Hashtag shitting myself. Looks about straight. See, we've got the holes there, and then we just move it on. Keep it in the little tracks, trying to keep it as square and level as I can. And we just carry this on and on and on. And hopefully, if I'm doing it right, it'll line up the other side. So it's time to start sewing. But between now and the sewing, I'm going to have to go back and just watch the watch a video on the sewing on YouTube, because I'm going to do the double thread or whatever it's called. So I need to go and just quickly relearn that. But by the time I come back to you, I'll be sewing away and my head will be full of knowledge. Excellent. Right, so I've been away, I've done a bit of research, and I've got my needles prepared, on my thread, one on each end, just slightly tied on just so they don't come off. Now, the video I did watch told me that I need about 5 times as much as the length that I wanted to stitch, so I've gone ahead and done that. I've also got one of these out in the sewing kit, which will help me just to pierce the holes, line them up, and then get the needle through initially to start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom, and then I'm going to work my way all the way at the top and tie it off. It's tougher than what I remember. There we are. So the first one's through. Push it through with this thing. Wiggle the needle to get it through. Takes a little bit of force. There we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it through now to roughly the middle. And then I'm going to start the stitch from here and then go back through either side, either side, either side. Separate rubbers. Start with this side. I'm dubious about using this thing. I've got a vision of me pushing the needle back through my finger. There we are. So, once again, wiggle to get it through. Right, with what seems like it took me 3 or 4 hours to do, but it's only took me probably an hour and a half. I've done the stitching, fingers are throbbing from all the needlework, but as you can see there, so you can see it, stitching all the way done, both sides. I've tied it off, secured it off, and then give it a bit of a singe up there then to stop it from coming undone. So that's where we are so far. So next thing to do will be test fit, and then I need to find out what I want to do with this, because at the minute that is going to be shy, because it's too much. Trim it down. I don't know how to trim it at an angle, each side trim it down. I'm going to have a couple of look at some different ideas, and then I'll get back to you. Right, we'll go for the test fit then. As you can see, slides in lovely. So it's just a case of sorting this out. So after some serious deliberation, I've decided probably just to keep it simple is best. So I've trimmed it down a little bit, put some markings inside. I'm going to put a couple of press stud poppers or whatever either side, just to hold it down. Hopefully I can get it so it's nice and taut, and then we're not far off done. We've got the edges to do, rub down with a little sticky thing and sand down, but we're nearly there. We're nearly there. It's a good job because I'm running out of hats. Right, I'm going to try and do this where you can see it. It's going to be upside down, back to front, whatever bits on it where I can work it where you can see it. So I've got my hole punch. Put it on my mark I've made there. And then punch my hole. Pull it out. Yep, I've got a good hole. A good hole, everyone likes a good hole. I'm going to do the same this side as well. Excellent. Let's put that away. Next job, my little poppers. Put this one in there, and the other side. Placement of the cap on top, and with my little tool here. Or is it that one? Sorry. It's definitely not that one, so this one. And then hit it down. A little bit more around the edges. That seems to secure that one up, and I'll just do the same this side. Right, so this is now from the other view, so you can see where the press studs are there. And if I fold over where I want it to be, I've pressed down and I've made a mark in the middle of that mark. I'm going to get my tool again, and there we are. That's good. I haven't marked the other side too much. I just need to find the hole. Easier said than done, especially on camera. Well, after struggling that for a while, I've got it through, so now I'm going to put the top on. And then using my other tool, what I will do is I'll put that inside. I want it won't reach. Put a bit of this inside so we don't mark all the way through. Use my tool then. Got it secure now, so hopefully that's one on. So let's have a recap of the project so far. This is what we had at the beginning of the day. I mean, it comes with stove, it's alright, it's a bit lightweight. Mine has split the side, so that's why I decided to stop doing that and make my own. This is how we are as far. I'm pretty happy with it. I've got a leatherette logo to go on the front as well. I'm got to go down the sides, give them a nice finish. Go across. I'm going to then treat the leather, find some product online to treat it with, and then once I've done that, I'll get the front patch on like I said, and then we'll all be done. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Right guys, nearly got a finished product for you now. Unfortunately, I haven't got any leather treatment products here, so I can't finish it totally. It just needs a bit of sanding down, but here we are. Logo's on, all stitched on now. The logo, I didn't do it myself. I got it off Etsy. Massive thanks to Peter. He's an ex-veteran and it's a British company. And it is PG Lasercraft. And he does all these sort of things. It's leatherette, but I think it goes really well with the leather. So, yeah. Granted, when I put them side to side, mine's a little bit bigger than the other one and it weighs more, but it's going to be a hell of a lot more durable. So anyway, thanks for watching and keep your eyes out for the totally finished product. Cheers. Right guys, what I'm going to move on to next is just tidying the edges up, and this is a bit that really makes me want some clean underwear, because I'll be using this tool and it'll just take the edge off the leather all the way along. I have started it there, just steady hand, so now I've just got to continue from there to there. And this is a bit where, after a lot of time on this project you can fold it up, so because it's such a thin piece there, you just got to be really steady to get the edge off. And it's not working greatly, to be honest. But it will help. It will help when I finish it off, when I help me sand it. So that's that piece done. As you see, it is a bit rough at the minute, but when I go round and bevel the edges off, it'll improve it. So, right, let me get the rest of this shit done. Right guys, I've now finished that bit. I've done all the relevant edges that I need to do. So I put that nasty old sharp tool away. I got this wooden thing, which I looked on Google, and apparently people call it an edge slicker or a burnishing tool. So it's just a bit of wood with some grooves in it. Also got myself a tiny bit of sandpaper. Now, I didn't have any 400, so this is 280 grit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to proceed to go around the edges now where I've just been, and just sort of tidy it up, smooth it up. Now the reason I took the edges off with a tool is when I go over it with this is so they don't sort of flare over. So first things first, I got a bit of sandpaper on it. As you can see, I got the old tea towel back out, and that's just to try and protect the leather while I work on it. So I'm going to go over the edges now. With a bit of sandpaper, even it out first, and this will help remove any excess glue. Now I've no idea how hard I'm supposed to be pressing on, because I've only ever done leather work once before, but I'm just being pretty gentle with it to start with. like I said before, I've come a long way with this project, and I don't want to cock it up at the last hurdle. Now I've only done one edge slightly. It's gone a little bit fluffy, but this is where I'm going to bring this into play. What I've got here is just a ramekin. It's just got a bit of water in, because there's the videos on YouTube say you're supposed to just slightly just dab the edges with a little bit of water. And apparently this helps you create the friction with this thing. And then you just run it back and forth then to help seal all the leather together and finish the edges apparently. Now I do somewhat remember doing this on the axe sheath that I did. I'll put a picture up now. That turned out alright, so fingers crossed. So I finished edging that side, as you can tell, and I've started on the other side. For right or wrong, I've started to apply a product on the edge just to help it seal and help it blend in. I think it's looking good. Said product is Kiwi boot polish. If it's good enough for my boots, it's certainly good enough for this. So I'm going to dab a little bit on this side and then work it in. Just little bits. So I'll rub some on. Now I'm just going to work it back and forth with the slicker. Just exactly the same as what I was doing before, but I just, between each stage now I'll apply a tiny bit of polish, and I'm only going to apply it down the edges. I'm not applying it to the front, but as you can tell I've done that a few times. It's looking a lot better. I've just started on this one, so let's do a bit more. All finished. Because I was filming, it did take me quite a while to do this, but realistically, start to finish, if I had sat down and I wasn't filming, I could have probably made this in 5 hours. It's not too bad, but because I'm filming, I made it over 2 days. But if I can do it with very little experience and very little patience, then I'm sure you guys can do it as well. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and see you all at the Bushcraft show.